Happy Couple here. Today we're talking about the secrets of a successful marriage.
Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. It is that red button right there, and hit the little bell.
Ding ding.
First point, connection versus lust. Lust is awesome. You should have some of that. But if you have that and no real connection, how are you supposed to build this with somebody you don't really like for a long term? So that whole figure out if you really like being around the person is actually important. Also doing that early on.
Yeah.
Like, do that. Put yourself in multiple scenarios. Don't say, well, I just met her on Tinder and it was great one time, so we're good for the rest of life. Get to know the person.
Good point. Next point is making sure that your ideals and your actual ethics level of life match, right? Some people just have wildly different viewpoints on some pretty big things. And if your foundational ideals and how you look at things are totally mismatched, you will never be a good fit, no matter how much lust and, I love the person is there. You don't actually love the person if those things are completely not on the same page.
Make sure your finances are in order. This is one of the biggest points. If you survey tons of marriages and relationships, it's one of the biggest points of contention that can happen. And so just starting with the fact, the first thing that is really important, and we see this with a lot of people, they're not on the same page when it comes to finances. Maybe one person goes psychotic on spending and the other person doesn't, or maybe they both do and they're just really not confronting it. Just really getting in there and working out what you guys can do to live within your means and push yourselves to grow further in order to be able to do more and to create more is so important. But having your finances in order is just key.
For example, we both really like to donate to causes that we believe in, right? But if we're both donating and not in communication and on the same page with it, that's a really fast way to just run out of money and then you have no food to eat, right? That's not good. We want to be able to eat. We want to be able to live life well so that we can, contribute to the things that we love.
Having a lifestyle that is conducive. So if you guys like spending time out, or you like being at home, or you like doing these different types of activities, having a lifestyle that matches. If you have one person who has a completely different lifestyle and you guys are okay with that, then you're okay with that. But many times people will want a similar lifestyle, so just get your lives to match up. And if you think there's no option, I will challenge you there. There are so many ways to change aspects of your lifestyle to align with each other so that you can make it work.
Totally. Being on the same page on family is also hugely important, right? That's something that's very personal for people. And so whether or not you want to have kids, make sure that you're aligned on that. Make sure that if you don't want kids or don't want kids now, that you are in agreement on how you're going to do birth control.
How many kids you want to have. I mean, do you want to have 12 little Barmathiases running around? That's up to you, right? You guys have to be in agreement on that.
Do you want to adopt or not? If you can or can't have kids, would you want to adopt or not? All of those points are going to be something that you really want to be super on the same page with, because it's such a deeply personal thing.
The last point, which gets a lot of attention, we're going to just talk about it from a different angle, is sex.
Yeah.
Creation on sex and keeping that create going is actually important, because otherwise you're basically two roommates that sleep in the same bed. I mean, it's that is an aspect of it. Sex is a piece of that create. And so work with each other on what you guys are comfortable with and not, and how to actually continue just to create with each other. Just make it special. Sometimes people will say or think that romance dies over time. We've been together 14 years and we still create on it. It's just a really important piece of a relationship. It's not the only point, but it is a really important point.
In either direction, if people put so much focus on sex that they don't create the rest of the relationship, that's a big problem. But if people only have, the other parts and don't create on the sex at all, then the romance does die. Right. But it doesn't have to. You guys love each other and you came together for reasons that are still there. And are still valid. So if you just keep creating on the sex side as well, it keeps that romance there. And also the romance outside of sex. Dating, saying I love you, being sweet, little massages, all of those things kind of fall under the sex category in addition to sex itself.
We hope this video helps. Check out these other ones because we make videos all the time for you to help you build long-lasting, happy relationships. We really look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.
Bye.